I'm in contact with him quite often, so I'll let him know, right? If you want one, do you want to set in Bahasa? Yes, of course you do.
Yeah, I do.
Those ones are in English. They're the old English. Okay, I'm going to be reading Sutta Nipata number 1.2.
Okay. Is it also something about here?
No,
No.
it's on your phone.
On my phone.
So if you want, you can just work on my translation, or you can read it.
Yeah.
There's a Bahasa translation on there.
But yeah.
So got a microphone?
Yes, Bante, I would like you to have microphone
I should use microphone. Okay.
because I would like to record your voice too. So Sutta Nipata.
But then if I'm using it, if you're not using it, then they won't hear you.
Sorry.
If we're having a microphone, then we both have to have it.
Oh, I don't need microphone, Bante.
But if you're recording, you have to record the translation.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
technology.
Technology, right?
Yeah.
Hello, old technology.
Bante is talking.
Microphones, yay.
Bante is talking to himself.
You're going to talk into that?
I feel that I'm loud enough.
Okay, but you're okay with you're not being recorded.
Yeah, Bante.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just do my job. Okay, I'll stop interviewing. Okay, so Sutta Nipata number 1.2, Dhaniya Sutta. And so I'll read from my translation.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see, we got the Indonesian one in Dhamaniya Sutta.
The Dhaniya Sutta, yeah, we do. There is an Indonesian one on Sutta Central.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's from Indra Angara. So anyway, hi everybody. Hey, hi. How are we going today? Not quite so hot today. Better than yesterday. So today we're doing the 3-year anniversary for the funeral of, and I apologize, I forgot her name, sorry.
I apologize, but I have to ask something. Bante.
Okay.
For some reason, it's not. So this one.
Yeah, press parallel. No, okay. You can just press parallel. At the top, there's parallel. So that will change the language side-wide.
Parallel.
Yeah, press parallel.
Oh, they roll really bersama.
Yeah, so
Oh, I
that
see.
now gives you that one. Is
Okay.
full language.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Ya. Ya, ini halo. Sotihotu semuanya. Hari ini Bante akan membicarakan mengenai Dhaniya Sutta dari Sutta Nipata 1.2 ayat 1.2.
Okay. So let me begin. I've boiled my rice and drawn my milk, said Dhaniya the rancher. I stay with my family along the bank of the Mahi. My hut is roofed. My sacred fire is kindled. So rain forth, heavens, if you wish.
Oh, ini enak nih, saya tinggal baca terjemahannya aja. So, terjemahannya ini kata-kata dari Dhaniya. Nasi untuk makan malam telah dimasak. Susu sapi telah diperah. Di tepi sungai Mahi bersama teman-teman aku bergembira. Rumahku beratap baik. Perapianku menyala terang dan tenang. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
Okay, so let me give a little bit of context to this sutta.
Bante akan memberikan apa konteksnya dari sutta ini ya.
Right, so here we are on the banks of the Mahi River.
Jadi di tepi sungai Mahi ya.
Does anybody know where the Mahi River is? Does anybody want to make a guess?
Ada yang tahu kira-kira Mahi River itu, Sungai Mahi itu di mana ya?
India. Okay, excellent. We're on a good start here. Okay.
Oh,
Can we narrow that down at all? North India or South India? North India. Okay. Has anyone been to the holy sites of India?
oh.
Bodh Gaya and stuff?
Ada yang pernah ke 4 tempat suci? Ya, udah.
Been?
That man,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Only one. Really? Okay. So this seems to be cycling in and out. Sorry, I think it may be a battery thing. Going in and out. You can hear my voice is coming in and out.
Coming in
That's
and
the
out.
magic
Oh.
of this technology.
Yeah. Sama ini juga. Kamu tukar aja. What about this one, Bante? Maybe this is better.
Then you don't have one.
That's okay.
It's funny.
Oh, put it around here, can I?
I think so.
How's that? Is that going to be okay? No, you can't hear anything, can you?
No.
I have to go like this. I have to go like. I have to go like that. Is this working? Is that working? Is that working? Are we good?
Yes, Bante.
Doesn't feel good.
Serba salah.
Can we pick up the sound? I think we can just pick up the sound on the microphone if this is recording here.
Yeah,
It's
we
probably
can.
picking it up. Okay.
Can everybody hear Bante?
Everybody here. I can talk loudly if I need to.
No, just come closer to if you can't hear Bante.
If you can't hear, come
closer. Yeah.
Yes. That's one of my bugbears. You say to people, "Can you hear?" And someone's sitting at the back of the room like that. Say, "No, I can't hear you. You're too quiet." Come. Anyway, are you ready to go? Okay, so you've been to India. Okay, very good. You've been to these places. Now, if you've been to Bodh Gaya, one thing that you'll know at Bodh Gaya, where the Buddha was enlightened, is next to the Narandira River. And the Narandira River is quite a broad river. But depending where you're there, if you're there around, like this time, it would be flowing. But if you're there maybe January, February, then it stops flowing. There's actually just a big bank of sand from one shore to the other.
Oh,
Yeah. In the hot season, yeah.
okay. It's supposed to be winter there, yeah, because
Sorry?
it's supposed to be winter now in India, is it?
It's cold, yeah, cold season, the winter, yeah. So the raining is sort of coming out of the rainy season, but as we've seen, big rains in the end of the monsoon, so it's a bit late. But yeah.
Jadi kalau yang pernah ke India, ya, kalau kita pernah tahu Bodh Gaya kan itu langsung kan di depannya itu kan Sungai Neranjara yang terkenal itu. Kemudian Bante menjelaskan kalau sekarang ini biasanya Sungai Neranjara masih ada alirannya. Tapi kalau sekitar bulan Januari, Februari itu kering. Jadi itu kelihatannya cuma pasir dan debu.
And so, of course, that whole area where the Buddha lived in was a giant plain, like a giant floodplain, and the rain would come, not just the monsoon, right, because the monsoon all across Asia, but also the floodwaters from the Himalayas would come down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Jadi jika kita bisa membayangkan bahwa selama monsun ya, itu bukan cuma curah hujan yang datang dari daerah tersebut, tapi juga kedatangan curah hujan di daerah dari Himalaya yang turun ke tempat tersebut, dataran yang luas itu.
So a lot of the times in the suttas we hear the Buddha talking about the floods and about the dangers of it. This actually is a very real thing. It's not just a metaphor. And we hear stories in the Vinaya of the monks or the nuns who are wandering across the country and they get swept away in the flood or cut off. It was actually very dangerous.
Jadi pada saat Sang Buddha membabarkan cerita bahwa biku ini atau bikuni ini atau mengenai banjir ini atau curah hujan yang ini, itu bukan sekedar cuma metafora ya, bukan cuma perumpamaan, tapi itu benar-benar kejadian yang real gitu, yang asli gitu.
And of all the rivers in the region, the Mahi was the worst.
Dan dari semua sungai semua sungai yang ada Sungai Mahi itu yang paling sering meluap banjir.
These days they call it the terror of Bihar.
Teror of Bihar.
The terror of Bihar.
Oh,
Because it's so dangerous.
Iya, sering-sering diumpamakan Sungai Mahi itu sebagai teror dari Bihar. Ya.
And so, of course, we're seeing right now the terrible effects of such flooding throughout Sri Lanka, through Indonesia, through Thailand.
Sorry, there's no battery.
Battery go change, Bante.
There's no battery. So.
There's no battery in it.
Yeah. No, there's a battery, but this, we don't have spare.
Oh,
No,
the
no,
one at the back. The one at the back of Bante.
Huh?
They are lot in the
Yeah, you can see it goes green and it goes red. Yeah.
So it's
hips.
Find it here.
So, is it good, Bante? Not good.
It's too bad.
sorry.
Every time. Wireless microphones, batteries. Anyway, go on to that bit.
Jadi-
you can-
Seperti kita bayangkan ya, sekarang ini kan kita bisa mendengar berita banjiran ya, karena perubahan musim atau monsun ya di daerah Sri Lanka, Thailand dan Indonesia ya.
You know, you can turn around and face people.
Iya, Bante. Sudah.
You look very uncomfortable turning around like that.
Iya.
Okay, very good. So yes, we're seeing this now. Thailand, Indonesia, of course, terrible
Iya, Sri
flooding.
Lanka ya.
Where is flooding affecting in Indonesia?
North Sumatera ya. North Sumatera, Medan,
Okay.
Aceh.
Medan, Aceh, okay.
Iya.
Does anyone have family in those areas?
We have
I know someone in Padang,
Okay.
West Sumatra.
Okay. They
It's
okay?
only 20 kilometers from Bukit Tinggi. But
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Last time I looked, the death toll was like 1,500 people or something across the region.
500 something.
500 something in Indonesia.
over 1,000 for sure, Bante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's staying green now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to try again with the microphone.
Yay.
So this threat of floods is no less than it was in the Buddha's day, and it seems like sometimes we get better at managing them, like in trying to emergency services and so on, but then the floods themselves get worse. So it's always one step forward, two steps backwards.
Kadang yang namanya banjir kita bisa tanganin, tapi kadang juga tidak bisa ditangani.
And of course, all of these regions very vulnerable to climate change.
Dan tentu saja daerah-daerah yang tersebut ya itu sangat rentan dengan perubahan iklim.
So you have the natural vulnerability, and then you have climate change, which is making it all worse, and then you have government inaction and irresponsibility, which usually amplifies the problem as well.
Dan dengan itu karena daerahnya itu memang karena kita semua udah tidak berdaya, sudah itu daerahnya rentan sama perubahan iklim, dan yang ketiga adalah pemerintahnya yang tidak terlalu bertanggung jawab atau berespons ya.
So anyway, to come back to our sutta, Dhania the rancher is living on the banks of the Mahi River. Now, if we didn't know anything of the background, we might think, oh, he's got a nice little place on the side of the Mahi and everything's nice, it's lovely, which it probably was lovely, but also very dangerous.
Maybe we feel that, he's got a nice river view,
Yes.
ya.
Exactly.
Uh-uh.
Right? River views,
Yeah.
nice estate there. Yeah.
Jika kita tidak mencermati Dania Sutta ini, bisa berpikir, wah Dania ini enak nih tinggalnya, rumahnya mungkin bagus di pinggir sungai, pemandangannya bagus gitu. Tapi kita tidak menyadari bahayanya tinggal di pinggir sungai.
And so pay attention to the first lines here. I've boiled my rice and drawn my milk. What does he mean by that?
Jadi kira-kira yang baik yang pertama, saya udah masak nasi nih, susu, sapi saya semuanya udah diperah. Kira-kira apa? Bye-bye, that's it. That's a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye means done.
Done, right?
Yeah, done.
Okay, so that's what we all do, right? In the evening, we'll cook our rice. Yeah, it says drawn the milk from the cow, so it's basically like doing the shopping. So he's gone to the shop to get his milk or whatever he needs, and then he's done. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. beres gitu ya. Kita pikir udah semua udah beres nih, enak.
But there's more to this than meets the eye.
Tapi sebenarnya lebih dari ini, daripada kasat mata.
Because what he's doing is he's not just boiling his rice and getting his milk and so on, he's also doing his worship of the gods.
Oh, iya. Tapi sebenarnya Dania juga bukan cuma sudah menyelesaikan pekerjaan rumah, tapi juga sudah memberikan persembahyang ya, atau beribadah kepada para dewa.
So this is like describing the Hindu ritual of doing the offering of the rice, the milk rice, offering of the sacred fire, which was a regular practice that the lay people would do in their houses to ensure safety and prosperity.
Oke. Jadi untuk ini sebenarnya ritual Hindu untuk zaman dulu ya, di mana mereka memberikan persembahan kepada para dewa dalam bentuk nasi atau nasi susu atau minuman, dan menganggap ini semuanya udah dikerjakan dengan baik.
So this is why he says, "Rain forth, O heavens, as you wish." He thinks the gods are on his side.
Dengan demikian Dania berpikir, ayo para dewa turunkanlah hujan, dan berpikir bahwa para dewa sudah berpihak di saya.
So now, why I read this sutta, I wanted to ask: do you do the same thing in Indonesian culture?
Oke, Bante bertanya apakah kita di Indonesia juga mempunyai kultur yang sama?
Because usually, like in Thailand, they have their spirit house and they make a little offering to the spirit house. In the Chinese tradition, they'll have like their ancestor house or shrine in the thing. Do you do something like that in?
Ada yang punya altar.
People in Bali.
People in Bali a lot, apparently.
Okay.
But not in Aceh, that area, because they're very strict Muslim.
They are hardcore Muslim in Aceh and those.
In Aceh.
Yeah, in those
They're
areas.
very strict.
Okay. Okay.
Islamic law.
So they follow Islamic law and they'll also do their rituals and so on. So they have God on their side as well.
Or
Right?
they have their own.
They have their own thing. Yeah, yeah. And in Bali, because Bali is like a mix of different cultures, right? So they have a lot of Hindu rituals and so on. But like say Jakarta, say in the Buddhist community in Jakarta, would they do anything like that
Yeah, but
normally?
Yeah, I think
Chinese
on
is
Thursday night, I think in your family,
My mom is
yes.
very devout for that stuff.
Okay. So what would your mum do?
Go to a temple where we will have offering.
Okay.
Because in the temple, they have their own shrine and then the
Okay.
dewa or something.
Yeah. I've been to a few temples like that in Jakarta last time I was there.
Yes.
And so what would she give as an offering to the shrine?
It's not like a fruit bucket. Some of them like there's fruits.
Sometimes fruits. Yeah.
Normally, the local temple would provide normally just incense and oil
Okay.
and candle.
Okay. Yeah. And similar kind of idea, right? You go there, you make the offering, and then you're good. The gods are going to look after you. Is that right? Hopefully. Right? And so you can see, like, people, I think it's very common all around the world. People will do things like this. Like, even like if you're saying Christians, they might pray to a saint or something like that. So usually, like, people will they'll have like their big one. Like, so Christians might have God and Jesus, he's going to save my soul and everything like that. But meanwhile, I've lost my wallet, and so I have to pray to a saint who's going to look after that, because the big guy's a bit too busy to look after that. So there's going to be a saint who's going to find lost things or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And same thing with, like, getting good exam results, or, finding a girlfriend
Finding
or
a
something like that. And you've got to find like a particular god who's got that kind of speciality.
Iya. Ada nggak ya yang masih berdoa kayak gitu ya? Maksudnya ya ada ya, masih ya berdoa pada dewa-dewa.
Like this direction,
Right?
yeah. I think the north is the main one, and just give on
Oh,
Yeah.
iya.
that circle.
Yeah. Okay, so now we know. Now we know what Dahani is doing. Then the Buddha's response. I boil not with anger and have drawn out hard-heartedness, said the Buddha. I stay for one night along the bank of the Mahi. My hut is wide open. My fire is quenched. So rain forth heavens if you wish.
Oke. Jadi Sang Buddha merespon dengan berkebalikan ya dari Daniel. Kebencian dan kemandulan pikiran padaku telah lenyap. Di tepi sungai Mahi aku berdiam sendirian malam ini. Rumahku tanpa atap. Apiku padam dalam abu. Maka hujanlah oh langit sesukamu. Jadi benar-benar berkebalikan dari si Daniel ini yang dilakukan Daniel.
Okay, so the Buddha is responding to Dania in this way. Now, I won't go into too much detail this, but just to sort of note that the Buddha's playing with words in quite clever ways, which in my translation you can't really capture. I'll just give you one example. When the Buddha says, I've drawn out hard-heartedness, yeah, so he has that feeling of being hard-hearted or cruel in his heart, he's taken that out. So this is a response to Dania, who said he's drawn his milk. You see? So he's drawn his milk. But milk is kira. Hard-heartedness is kila. You see? So the Buddha's making this pun on kira versus kila. Anyway, I'm just pointing out that this is much more clever than it seems in the translation.
Yeah, agree. I can also translate it in Indonesia. Tapi kira-kira begini, saudara-saudari sekalian. Jadi kalau yang kata-kata susu sapi telah diperah, dibalikan dengan Sang Buddha dengan cerdasnya mengatakan bahwa kebencian dan kemandulanku udah lenyap, maksudnya udah diperah, udah habis gitu, udah nggak ada lagi. Gitu.
And Dania continues, no gadflies or mosquitoes are found, said Dania. Cows graze on the lush meadow grass. They get by, even when the rain comes. So rain forth heavens if you wish.
Dan ia kemudian melanjutkan, tidak ada lalat di sini yang menggoda dan mengganggu. Ternakku mengunyah rerumputan yang subur dan basah. Dan tidak akan menderita walaupun banjir memenuhi lembah. Maka hujanlah oh langit sesukamu.
So you can see, like Dania, the source of his wealth and security is his cattle. And see that even when he's defending himself, he has that note of anxiety. Even when the rain comes, my cows will be okay. So he's always in the back of his mind, he's kind of a bit worried about what's going to happen.
Ya, sebenarnya Dania itu ada sedikit ketidaknyamanan ya. Dia bilang kan katanya dia meyakinkan dirinya sendiri bahwa ternakku mengunyah dan rerumputan yang subur dan basah. Dan kelihatannya mereka tidak akan menderita walaupun banjir memenuhi lembah. Jadi sebenarnya masih ada sedikit rasa ketakutan gimana kalau ternaknya itu kena banjir. Tapi dia juga memberikan semangat buat dirinya sendiri bahwa semuanya udah oke. Gitu.
So then the Buddha said, I bound a raft and made it well, said the Buddha, and with it I crossed over, went to the far shore and dispelled the flood. Now I have no need for a raft, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Kemudian Sang Buddha menimpali, rakit terikat dan dibuat dengan baik. Pantai seberang telah tercapai, banjir telah diseberangi. Apalagi yang kuperlukan dari rakit yang dibuat dengan baik ini? Maka hujanlah oh langit sesukamu. Dan Sang Buddha memberikan pesan tersirat bahwa beliau sudah tidak lagi terikat dengan apapun, tidak lagi mempunyai ketakutan apapun. Rakitnya sudah tidak diperlukan lagi.
My wife is obedient, not wanton, said Dania. Long have we lived together happily. I hear nothing bad about her, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Dan ia menjawab, istriku penuh perhatian, ia tidak ceroboh. Telah lama aku hidup bersamanya dengan penuh kebahagiaan. Tidak pernah terdengar keburukan tentangnya. Maka hujanlah, oh langit sesukamu.
My mind is obedient and freed, said the Buddha, long nurtured and well tamed. Nothing bad is found in me, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Sang Buddha kemudian mengingatkan bahwa pikiranku penuh perhatian, terbebaskan dari nafsu. Telah lama terlatih dalam jalan kebijaksanaan. Sungguh terjinakkan dengan baik. Kejahatan dalam diriku, penyelidik manakah yang dapat melihatnya? Maka hujanlah oh langit sesukamu.
I'm self-employed, said Dania, and my healthy children likewise. I hear nothing bad about them, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Kemudian Dania menjawab, kebutuhanku terpenuhi oleh tubuhku sendiri. Anak-anakku yang kuat di sekeliling perapian rumahku. Juga tidak pernah terdengar keburukan tentang mereka. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
I'm no one's lackey, said the Buddha. With what I've earned, I wander the world. I have no need for wages. So rain forth heavens if you wish.
Kemudian Sang Buddha menjawab, aku ini bukan seorang upahan yang condong terikat dengan yang rendah. Aku berjalan ke seluruh dunia dengan apa yang kuperoleh dalam batin. Aku tidak memerlukan uang sedikit pun. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
I have heifers and sucklings, said Dania, cows in calf and breeding cows. I've also got a bull, captain of the herd here. So rain forth heavens if you wish.
Dania kembali menyombongkan, bilang, aku memiliki ternak, ya, aku memiliki sapi-sapi susu, dan juga anak-anak sapi, dan sapi-sapi muda, dan banteng yang memimpin kelompoknya. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
I have no heifers or sucklings, said the Buddha, no cows in calf or breeding cows. I haven't got a bull captain of the herd here, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Sang Buddha kemudian mensabdakan yang berkebalikan dari Dania. Aku tidak memiliki ternak, juga tidak memiliki sapi-sapi susu, dan juga anak-anak tidak juga anak-anak sapi, dan tidak juga anak-anak sapi muda, juga banteng yang memimpin kelompoknya. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
The stakes are driven in, unshakable, said Dania. The grass halters are new and well woven. Not even the sucklings can break them. So rain forth heavens if you wish.
Dania menjawab, pancang tertanam dalam, telah tegak dan kokoh. Tali temali kuat terjalin dari rerumputan. Tidak ada binatang gusar yang mampu memutuskannya. Maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
Like a bull I broke the bonds, said the Buddha. Like an elephant I snapped the vine. I will never lie in a womb again, so rain forth heavens if you wish.
Dan Sang Buddha menjawab, bagaikan banteng, ini kebalikannya, memutuskan jalinan tali, atau gajah yang melepaskan diri dari tanaman rambat yang busuk. Aku tidak akan pernah lagi memasuki rahim, maka hujanlah, oh langit, sesukamu.
So far we've seen this series of verses, this exchange between Dania and the Buddha, where Dania is rejoicing in his worldly safety, his success, his prosperity, his happiness, and the Buddha says he is happy precisely because he doesn't have any of those things.
Jadi yang Sang Buddha ingin tekankan adalah Dania berbahagia karena Dania memiliki semua yang dia pikir bisa menyelamatkan dia. Dan Sang Buddha menjelaskan bahwa Sang Buddha berbahagia karena Sang Buddha sudah melepaskan semua keterikatan dari semuanya itu.
Now, obviously, when we read this, okay, we're all a little bit like Dania.
Waktu kita membaca ini, pasti kita semua pada condongnya ke Dania, ya.
We can probably appreciate the Buddha's point of view, but the reality is that we spend most of our life working and trying to make sure that we have a safe place that's comfortable and secure and that we feel safe.
Ya. Tentu saja kita pasti berpikir, oh iya deh, memang yang dikatakan Sang Buddha itu 100% benar. Tapi kita pasti berjuang dan berusaha keras supaya kita bisa seperti Dania.
But it's interesting here to notice the way that the Buddha engages with Dania.
Tapi menarik ya cara Sang Buddha untuk berkomunikasi dengan Dania ini.
Yeah. Like he's quite blunt. He's not trying to persuade him or anything like that. He's quite direct in his responses.
Sang Buddha begitu langsung ya, terus terang ya, nggak berusaha untuk mempersuade atau untuk berusaha untuk menarik Dania gitu, enggak.
But it's also, I think, a little bit light-hearted. Like it's a bit of like a playful exchange that they're making from one to the other.
Ya, tapi juga itu seperti sesuatu yang senang lah ya, yang ringan gitu ya, berbalas pantun dengan Dania.
And so you can see this like opposition of these worldly and spiritual values.
Jadi inilah perbedaannya antara sesuatu yang duniawi dengan sesuatu yang spiritual.
So how are we to choose?
Jadi bagaimana kita memilihnya?
I mean, you know, we're here in a Buddhist center. We're supposed to be Buddhist. We'd probably say, oh, yes, the Buddha was right for letting go and everything like that. And then we'll go home to our comfortable homes and with our superannuation and our insurance policies and all of the other things that keep us safe.
Mungkin waktu kita di sini di Cetia ini kita bilang, oh iya deh kita Buddhis deh. Tapi begitu pulang udah ribut lagi, udah riko lagi urusan yang keduniawian.
But notice the Buddha isn't like being judgmental about this. He's not telling Dhaniya, oh, it's wrong of you to do that. He's just saying that he's found his true security through letting go.
Itu bukannya berarti kita berpikir bahwa Sang Buddha bilang, maksudnya memikirkan hal keduniawian itu hal yang salah, itu bukan. Cuma Sang Buddha memberikan satu pengetahuan bahwa pelepasan atas keterikatan dalam hal-hal yang duniawi itu bisa dilakukan.
So then we'll continue with the poem. Right then, a vast cloud rained forth, soaking the uplands and valleys. Hearing the heavens rain down, Dhaniya said this.
Dan sekarang, ini dari narator ya, bukan dari Dhaniya ya. Dan sekarang hujan deras turun dengan kekuatan penuh, membanjiri semua bukit dan dataran. Dan dengan mendengarkan bunyi hujan, Dhaniya yang berkeyakinan bersuara kembali.
And then Dhaniya said, it is no small gain for us that we have seen the Buddha. We come to you for refuge, clear-eyed one, O great sage, please be our teacher.
Dhaniya kemudian berkata, tentu saja perolehan kami yang banyak dan terpuji ini, yang matanya menatap yang bercahaya, yang melihat kami berlindung kepadamu. Oh Sang Petapa Perkasa, Kaulah adalah guru kami.
My wife and I, obedient, shall lead the spiritual life under the Holy One, gone beyond birth and death. We shall make an end of suffering.
Penuh perhatian, lihat, kami, istriku, dan aku menunggu untuk menjalankan kehidupan suci, jalan yang tinggi, yang melampaui segala kelahiran dan kematian, dan menenangkan akhir dari segala penderitaan.
So, Dhaniya obviously changes his mind quite quickly.
After
Yeah.
the
The
rain, yeah.
threat of the rain and
Yeah,
the clouds.
the
Yeah.
rain, yeah.
Sorry, you going to translate?
Ya, jadi kelihatannya Dhaniya itu berubah pikiran ya setelah ditakuti dengan hujan yang suaranya gemuruh gitu dan udah siap mau banjir.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's interesting to me that it's very abrupt. Like Dhaniya is very much, oh, I've got everything, and so on. You could think like almost like he's like overcompensating, right? He's oh yes, I've got all these things, I'm very happy. But then the threat comes and he immediately changes.
Ya, jadi kelihatannya buru-buru banget. Jadi tiba-tiba pertama bilang, oh yakin nih semuanya udah beres nih. Kalaupun hujan datang, saya udah siap. Tapi begitu dengar suara gemuruh hujan, langsung berubah pikiran.
And I think the other reason that he changed so quickly is because he thought that the gods were on his side.
Iya. Dan mengapa Dhaniya berubah pikiran begitu cepat? Karena Dhaniya berpikir bahwa para dewa sudah berpihak kepada Dhaniya.
He thought, I've done my rituals, I've done my offerings, everything should be good, the gods are going to protect me.
Ya. Karena saya udah melakukan ritual-ritual, pasti udah semuanya oke. Ya.
But this is what can happen. If you think the gods are going to protect you, then they don't. Then it's not just a material crisis you're also in a spiritual crisis.
Dan perlu diperhatikan bahwa para dewa itu, para Tuhan ya, tidak melindungi kita, baik dari sisi material ataupun spiritual.
And so the Buddha's teaching is based on the idea of impermanence.
Jadi Sang Buddha yang diajarkan itu berdasarkan tidak kekalan atau impermanent.
And the world is always changing.
Dan dunia ini selalu berubah.
Ultimately, we can be sure that we will lose all of those things.
satu yang pasti adalah kita akan kehilangan semua ini.
It's just a matter of time.
Tinggal tunggu waktu saja.
So Dania was lucky to have found the Buddha in that moment of need.
Dan dia itu sangat beruntung ya, langsung bisa berhadapan dengan Sang Buddha pada saat dia membutuhkannya.
And one thing the Buddha does not do is make false promises.
Dan satu hal dari Sang Buddha adalah Sang Buddha tidak pernah memberikan janji palsu.
He's not going to tell you, you come to refuge for me and I will guarantee that the floods won't come and disease won't strike. No. He will tell you the truth.
Ya, Sang Buddha tidak pernah bilang, oh asal kamu sujud sama saya, berdoa pada saya, pasti nggak bakalan kebanjiran, nggak bakalan kena penyakit, itu nggak mungkin.
The only thing that will keep us safe is the Dhamma.
Ya. Satu hal yang membuat kita akan aman itu adalah Dhamma.
And if we look after our own conduct, and if we stay true to the values of the Dhamma, then our material life, our physical life may come and go. But what really matters, our heart and our mind will always be in good health.
Ya. Satu hal yaitu jika kita berpegang pada Dhamma dan menjalankan sila, maka segala sesuatu bisa datang dan pergi dari sisi material, tapi dari sisi batin dan pikiran itu tidak akan mengganggu.
I think that's about it. We should finish. So this is Dhania, the wealthy rancher, and it's in Sutta Nipata, number 1.2.
So if I don't mind asking about that, what was the end of did Dania finally, reach certain, fate or
Yeah, well, as you can see in there's a couple of verses which I didn't read, but they were sort of a bit separate. But yeah, the sutta doesn't tell us what happened with Dhania at the end. But look, I think he seemed to be sincere. He made a sincere dedication. So I think he's probably okay.
jadi happy ending, it has to be happy ending, berarti.
Not always. I mean, the suttas are very honest like that. There are some cases where people don't get it and they wander off, like Upakara, the first thing. Yeah, it wanders off. Yeah, I'll just check my notes.
Di sini kita ada nama-nama ya, pakai ya.
Yeah, there's no word on Dhania's future.
Because Upaka in the end is still rich and enlightened.
That's what they say, yeah, that's right.
Not after that moment.
Eventually,
yeah.
time is long. Even Devadatta.
Yeah, because it's almost impossible to meet like the Buddha like that in front of the person
Right.
and answer their question.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Please, yeah.
With all the sutta, but sometimes there's, this person who made certain enlightenment.
That's right.
How do they detect it? How do they know?
How do they know?
Yeah, and then who tell them to say, yep, this
Well,
guy reads it?
well, honestly-
Look at the list.
So, well, honestly, mostly people don't know, and one of the things you find that actually varies a lot between the different parallel versions. So you normally find that if you have two parallel suttas, the actual teachings of the sutta will be the same, like in the Pali and Chinese version, but the bit at the end that says, oh, this person got enlightened or this person went for refuge, that will usually be different, most of the time. So one, like the Pali version might say, then he went for refuge, like this one did. And then the Chinese one might say, oh, he went and ordained and practiced and became an arahant. You know? That happens all the time. Which doesn't necessarily mean that they're contradictory, right? He could have taken refuge and then later on ordained and became an arahant, right? They're not necessarily contradictory. But also I think it means that we just have to, like that's in a way the tradition that was passed down through the community, right, that was recorded in those suttas. But it's not actually the Buddha's teaching, right? The Buddha's teaching is what the Buddha actually says. So this is like the setting, which is a bit different. Yeah.
Satu SBS yang satu ABC kayak gitu kali ya maksudnya. It's like two different channel. One is ABC. This is the ABC side that this
Right.
and one is SBS. This is what SBS.
Or you say like one is the reporter on the scene who's showing what's happening, and the other one is the people in the studio who then tell you what the reporter in the scene saw.
Yeah, for instance, like for Patacara Teria, who knows
Right.
that someone like crazy, like
Right.
is completely crazy, and
Right.
then she has already reached the
Right.
first trip
Yeah.
adherent.
Yeah.
How do the people know that she has reached that?
That's right. Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So those would be they're traditions passed down, and you can use it. You can imagine people were gossiping about that stuff all the time. Okay, shall we finish up there?
Yes,
Is that good
but
time?
thank you.
And
Time for lunch.
time for lunch.
Okay, block this. Sekarang kita akan mempersembahkan dana makanan pada Bante. Sebelum Bante menuju ke ruang makan, marilah kita bersikap anjali. Saya akan mengucapkan O Kasa dan kita semua sama-sama melanjutkan Wandami Bante. O Kasa.
Wandami Bante.
Very